Every year on my birthday, my father, without fails, likes to tell me about the day I was born. And what was special about this day was not actually my birth, but he remembers about the horrific weather that was happening outside. So in December of 2000, I was born on the 11th. During that day and the day after, it was blizzard like conditions. So there was about 12 to 16 inches that hit all of Michigan, and it was impossible to drive on the roads, and they were actually not allowed to leave the hospital for a couple days because there was plows that needed to go through, and so my mom had to stay an extra few days. But they like to call me their little snow baby because I was born in a blizzard. But what other events that were happening in the month I was born? National events that occurred. So the biggest one I found political wise was the Bush wins the election. So the election actually took place in November. It was George W. Bush versus Al Gore. And so there was an issue with the ballots. They thought they counted all of them, but then they realized that Florida had not finished counting. And then there was other issues with the popular vote versus the Electoral College. And so in December of 2000, the U.S. Supreme Court rules the end of the vote recount in Florida. And so the Bush and Gore case ends, and they gave the presidency to George W. Bush. Other events that occurred that I thought were really cool and shocking. This space shuttle, known as the Endeavour, they visited Expedition 1 space station for the first time in December. And the Texas 7 escaped. So the Texas 7 were a group that were from the John B. Cornell Unit Prison in Kennedy, Texas. This is a high-grade prison facility. And they actually escaped and started a crime spree. And it took about 6 weeks for officers to find them. Celebrity and music events that were happening. So, biggest one is Green Day. They're very popular right now, and I used to listen to them when I was a child. But they actually released one of their singles, Warning, during this time. Another very famous celebrity, pop star Madonna, actually married director Guy Ritchie. They got married on December 22nd. Other popular movie releases. There's always movies being released every month of the year. So the very first one was Charlie Angels, the very first one. I know there was one that a redo one that came out a couple years ago. The official one came out and was top of the box office in December. Miss Congeniality, which is a very popular movie, was released in theaters in December. And Emperor's New Groove was also released in December. And this has a special place in my heart because I watched this movie as a child, and it's really cool to realize, like, this movie came out the same month I was born. The last movie that came out was Castaway. This actually has Tom Hanks as the main character, and I remember watching this a couple years ago. And so it's really cool to do research and see what was happening around this time in 2000, because in 2021 it is currently 21 years from then. So all the gas prices, new movies, celebrities, all of them that we've heard about were still very popular back then. And it's cool to see that, like, there's still connections. Thank you.